Hello, so today we're going to focus on operations of positive and negative numbers, so adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing positive and negative numbers. So one important thing to understand is the number line. Now, as you see, as you move further away from 0 on the positive side, the numbers continue to get larger. However, as you move away from 0 on the negative side, the numbers continue to get smaller. So even though 3 is a greater number than 2, negative 3 is less than negative 2. So the further away you move from 0 on the negative side, the lower the number is. So that's an important thing to remember. So first we can start out with division and multiplication of positive and negative numbers. Now, the division and multiplication of positive and negative numbers is the exact same as positive numbers. For example, 2 times 2 equals 4. We know this. Except the only difference is the signs in front of the answer. So, for example, if you have negative 2 multiplied by 2, the answer is negative 4. And if you have negative 2 multiplied by negative 2, the answer is 4. If both of the numbers that you're multiplying have opposite signs, so one number is positive and one number is negative, then your answer will be negative. But if both of your numbers have the same sign, then your answer will be positive. So even if both of your numbers are negative, your answer will be positive, if that makes sense. This is the same for both multiplying and dividing. So for example, if you have 4 divided by negative 2, the 4 is positive and the negative 2 is negative, so your answer is going to be negative. So the right answer is negative 2. Instead, if you have 3 times negative 3, the 3 is positive and the other 3 is negative, so your answer is going to be negative since the signs are different. In terms of difficulty between multiplying and dividing and adding and subtracting is a lot harder. So I like to use the analogy of hot and cold. So I like to think of a positive number as hot temperature, and I like to think of a negative number as cold temperature. So for example, if we have negative 12 minus positive 5, this means that we have a cold number and we are going to take away a hot value. So if we're taking away heat, that means that it's getting colder. So therefore, the number is going to be more negative. So the correct answer for this question is going to be negative 17. So notice that negative 17 is actually less than negative 12. And just like we talked about before, if you have a bigger negative number, that means that it's less. And moving on, in this question we have 5 plus negative 3. Now, we start off with a hot value, which is 5, and we're going to be adding cold to it. So we're going to be adding cold. Another way to say it, instead of adding cold, we're just going to be subtracting heat, because if you add cold, then the temperature will be colder. So the right answer for this one is going to be 2. Now in this question, we have a cold temperature minus a cold temperature. So we have cold and we're taking away cold. So since we're taking away cold, the temperature is getting hotter. So we have negative 3, which is a cold temperature, and we're taking away a cold temperature. So the temperature is going to get hotter. Now the right answer for this question is going to be negative 3 plus 7, which equals 4. So whenever you see in a question minus a negative number, you can also just say that you're adding that number because you're taking away cold or adding heat, which is another way to say it. Okay, so in this question, you have negative 7 plus 4. So you have a cold number, and you are adding heat, which means that the system is getting hotter. So your temperature is going to be greater than negative 7. So the right answer for this one is going to be negative 3.